I like stopped wrestling after like COVID. Like COVID took the love away from wrestling because it was just so strict, so many rules.
Yeah.
So I didn't really stick with it after sophomore year or like after COVID.
Okay.
I didn't really have much of a high school career. So like I started freshman year, first match, got a concussion, was out for a little bit. Then my first match back from the concussion, I broke my tailbone, so I was out from that.
Oh.
It was hard recovery. And then like sophomore year, I had a decent season, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Just took a turn for the worse.
That's awesome. Another episode of Adversity Kings. We have special guest Zayd Alwawi.
What up?
And this is a legitimate AK episode. Not to I guess you're sick. So I'm sick. So everybody's sick in this episode. Full on adversity episode. We've been sitting here for an hour and a half going over stuff that just feels stupid. So that's irritating. But not to take away from the celebration of $27,000 in a month, getting you an episode for yourself prior to even going MGA, kind of just diving through your whole story. But before we go through all of your accolades and everything you've accomplished in this past month, let's talk about you. Where were you born and raised?
So I was born and raised right here in Illinois. Grew up in Homer Glen. It's a small little town.
Yeah.
Nothing too special going on in Homer Glen. Everybody knows each other in Homer Glen.
And while we're angry, shout out Justin Maska for getting us sick.
Yeah. Give us the space aids. Can I say that?
No,
Space aids?
I don't know.
Alright.
Who knows?
Well, I said it.
Yeah.
Shout out Justin Maska.
Justin Maska ruined our day.
Yeah.
What part of Illinois were you born in?
Grew up in Homer Glen. Started wrestling about 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
What
about your parents? How'd they meet before you jump into your whole personal story?
My parents met. So both my parents are from Jerusalem.
Yeah.
They met from a close friend at a baby shower.
Yeah.
My dad always tells me the story of how he saw my mom across the room. I was like, damn, who's that? And then they just started talking,
yeah,
I guess. And I think they talking for a year or two until he engaged.
In America?
No, they got married in Jordan.
Yeah.
So both my parents are from Jerusalem. My grandma lives in Jordan, and they got married in Jordan. And then they both came here.
Have you ever gone back and visited?
Yeah, I visited Jordan and Palestine about, I want to say 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Both my parents still go out there. My dad, I think, was there last year. My mom's going this summer.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't been in a while.
So, they meet, they get over here. Well, what's their stories like? What all they share with you?
So, I lived in a pretty traditional household. Like, mom stayed home, cleaned, cooked, took care of the kids. My dad went out and worked. He owned multiple businesses. Biggest one that I know is he owned Perfume World. It was just like a huge store in the mall.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 or 3 locations of Perfume World. My dad's done everything.
Yeah.
He had that. Had a dealership. Had a real estate brokerage.
Yeah.
And then market crash. All that went down. But yeah, I looked up to my dad. He busted his ass.
Yeah.
My whole life. Saw him working. Mom took care of the kids.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I grew up, household-wise.
And then, I guess, as they connect, they get married. That was all in Jerusalem. When did you come into the picture? When were you conceived, produced, birthed?
So, I think my parents were together for, I probably should know this, 3-4 years before I came.
Are you the oldest?
No, so I'm technically the middle child. So I have an older brother. He was born, my parents were in Homer Glen the whole time. They lived in Payless, I believe, in an apartment. And then I was born, we stayed in the apartment for a year maybe. And then my dad remodeled the house in Homer Glen.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, there's four of us. So there's my older brother. He's 24 now. I'm 20.
What's he do?
He just graduated college.
No, what's he?
He's
what's
a
he doing?
finance major at Illinois State University.
Okay.
He played lacrosse there.
Okay.
Yeah, he did insurance for a little bit.
Yeah.
For Northwestern Mutual.
Oh wow, that's hard.
And he didn't like it.
No.
They made him sell his whole family.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's why I couldn't sell anymore.
Yeah. Tough. So
Yeah.
then after him, there's you.
Yeah, then there's me, 20 years old. And then we have my little brother, he's 17.
Yeah.
He just graduated high school.
He's going to college.
Yeah, so he just committed to North Central. He's wrestling there.
Yeah.
He wants to be a dentist, so he's going to pre-dental.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm the odd one out.
Yeah.
I didn't go to
And
college.
who's the youngest?
So, we have a 7-year-old sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was not planned.
Yeah.
She's a blessing.
Yeah.
So,
Who's the favorite?
probably the sister.
Yeah.
I probably was the favorite until
Yeah.
I didn't go to college.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's definitely the favorite.
So what was growing up for you like, from your perspective?
Growing up was fine. We didn't like have everything in the world, but we couldn't complain. Like
Yeah.
we got everything we needed. I lived a pretty simple life.
Yeah. What stood out to you growing up? What kind of shaped you and made you who you are today?
I think wrestling definitely
Yeah.
shaped me into who I am today. Like I grew up, my older brother was doing sports. I always tried to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah.
He did lacrosse. He wrestled for a little bit. He's the one who actually got me into wrestling.
Yeah.
So he wrestled, started in 5th grade.
Mhm.
I was in, I think he was in like 7th grade, and I was in like 4th or 5th grade. And I would just go to his practices after school.
Yeah.
Like I was not even like old enough to be in that group.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would just leave school and go practice with them, and I'd wrestle the smallest kid on the team, the 65-pounder.
Yeah.
And that kind of, just wrestling, just teach me a lot of discipline, hard work, kind of like patience. 'Cause
Yeah.
it takes a lot of patience to be good at
Yeah,
wrestling.
but what's like some of the most traumatizing things you went through as a kid that kind of made you who you are? You know what I mean? Not the boring shit about the wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Traumatizing.
Yeah, traumatizing, exciting things. What stood out to you? It's like 2-3 things you go back to, and it's like that's where my life changed. What was like a breakup or something happened in your childhood that kind of made you a unique individual from your perspective?
I would say like something that like kind of changed me as a person is when my dad like started to lose some of his businesses,
Yeah.
and that like took a turn on everything because like income was pretty decent, then it just took a drop, and then it was just like a whole restart.
Yeah.
So it kind of took a little bit for my dad to get back on his feet, start making pretty decent money again.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of like changed me as a person. But I wouldn't say there's anything like too major that happened in my life
Yeah.
to where it like just like really changed me. That's probably the only thing I can think of as of now, just like having to restart.
Where'd you get the country music from?
The country music, like my love for country music. So one of my buddies growing up, his name was Nolan. His parents would always play country in the house, and I hated country music. Like hated it.
Yeah.
They would always play country music in the house or like by the pool when we were swimming at their house. And then I just started to like it like a little bit. And then I worked at anybody from Homer Glen who's watching this, there's a place called Big R. It's a little country store.
Yeah.
So that was my first like actual job.
Mm.
And they play country music all day.
Wow.
So then I just started to like some of the songs.
What did you do there?
You name it. I started off as a cashier.
Yeah.
Then I went to like feed, so I'd like help load feed
Yeah.
for like farms.
Yeah, yeah.
I worked in the steel department fixing like chainsaws and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your senior year of high school like? That wasn't too long ago.
Senior year of high school. Senior year of high school was kind of weird because we were just getting back from like COVID.
Yeah, that's so weird for you, huh?
Yeah. So like it was.
I was your age when COVID hit.
Yeah.
1920.
Mm-hmm. So. I don't know, it was really weird because like the desks were like 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
They were super strict on masks.
No prom.
We actually did have a prom. It was outdoor prom at like a farm by our house. And I didn't actually go to my senior year prom.
Yeah, I didn't go to anything after like 7th grade.
I didn't like want to go.
I
just
wasn't allowed.
You weren't allowed to?
Nothing.
Why not?
Beating people up, biting kids.
Oh,
and
the
shit.
school wouldn't allow you
Yeah.
to. Yeah. I actually got in a fight in 7th grade on
Yeah.
the school bus.
Well, I started fighting in 3rd grade.
Yeah, I can't say that's it. That was my first ever fight. I got suspended from school.
ripped a kid's throat out. He took one of my gushers.
You took one of your gushers at lunch?
No. No, but yeah, no, I was kicked out of everything. So, senior prom in the field, everything's spaced out. You're graduating high school. What was graduation like?
Graduation was so hot. Like, it was so hot outside.
Yeah.
Me and Brandon actually walked out together.
Oh, for real?
He was on crutches.
Oh, he messed his knee up?
Yeah, he messed his knee out, and we actually, like, walked out together, which was fun.
Did you guys both wrestle senior year together?
No, he didn't wrestle senior year. I, like, stopped wrestling after, like, COVID. Like, COVID, like, took the love away from wrestling because it was just so strict, so many rules.
Yeah.
So I didn't really stick with it after sophomore year, or, like, after COVID.
Okay.
I didn't really have much of, like, a high school career. So, like, I started freshman year, first match, got a concussion. Was out for a little bit. Then my first match back from the concussion, I broke my tailbone, so I was out from that.
Oh,
it was hard recovery.
And
And then, like, sophomore year, I had a decent, like, season, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Just took a turn for the worst.
That sounds horrible. So, you're graduating high school. Now, what about you and Brandon? When'd your friendship start with Brandon?
So me and Brandon met around 5th or 6th grade, like, at wrestling. No, 7th grade.
Yeah.
We met in 7th grade because I think that's when he started wrestling. We met at Homer Junior High. That's where we both started our wrestling career. I always thought of Brandon as a weird kid.
Yeah.
Like, I never really, like, talked to him.
Yeah. I'll never forget that Jello snaps you'll show me sometimes.
Oh, the snap.
Yeah, no one's allowed to talk about it, or
Yeah, nobody's allowed to bring that up.
that thing's hilarious.
But, like, I think after the season, I, like, invited him to my birthday party at my house. And then he invited me over to his house. It's actually a funny story. That's, like, the first time we actually hung out. He took me to his house, and he lived on a pond.
Yeah.
And I was big into fishing. Brandon didn't even like fishing, but he's like, yeah, you can come over and fish in my pond. So I would just, like, go hang out with him. He'd just sit there and I'd fish.
Yeah.
And then that was the first time I've ever been to his house. He pushed me in the lake, like the pond. He was like, yeah, you're not allowed in my house. Yeah, that was like the first time we actually...
This sounds like a horrible experience.
Yeah, that was the first time we ever, like,
He pushed you in the pond and then said you can't come in?
Mm-hmm. He was like, you're not allowed in my house. You're, like, you got pond water all over you.
Oh my god.
That was the first time, like, I went to his house. And then we didn't, like... We were, like, cool. We never, like, hung out, but we'd, like, talk here and there. We always knew each other because of wrestling. And then, like, high school, like, around when COVID started, that's when, like, we got, like, super close again.
Yeah.
And then that's just it.
Remember when you pushed me in the pond? You let me in your
house? I don't
house?
think we ever, like, talked about that.
That just made me want to hang out with you so much more.
Yeah, but around COVID, nobody knew what to do, and then we all just started hanging out because he had his little friend group, and then, like, I knew all of them.
Yeah.
I was pretty cool with all of them, but then we just started all, like, hanging out, doing fun stuff together, vacations. Yeah. And it's just been around Brand since COVID.
Yeah, dope. Glad you're here. So you're graduating high school. What was that graduation process then like?
Barely graduated high school.
Barely graduate.
Yeah, I was not good at school at all. Like, my best grade, for some odd reason, was chemistry. Like, I didn't even, it was an A+ in chemistry. I didn't even have an A in, like, gym.
Yeah.
But barely graduated high school. I was not a very big fan of school. I always liked working.
Yeah.
I always liked using my hands. So barely did that. Graduated, and then went straight into the union.
Okay.
Right after that.
How'd you get into the union?
So, I also had to convince my parents to let me go in the union.
Yeah.
Because they were, like, very strict on school. One of my buddies, so I wanted to be an electrician because I had someone in my family who was in the union. And one of my buddies, Evan, he's one of mine, and Brand's friend, Evan, his, like, very close family friend knew the business manager of IBW 134 out of Chicago, the electrical union, and that's, like, above the president. And, like, they were talking about getting me in, and they had me do, like, a couple training things. Became a trainee, and then I got in the union like that. But it took me a while to get in because they IBW, I'm not sure if, do we even work with them?
Yeah, we have before.
It's a huge union.
Yeah.
So it's like very hard to get into.
Yeah, we have before.
So there would be like 4,000 kids taking the test and they'd only take 10 in.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it's a very hard.
So we were sitting here for an hour and a half going over cables trying to wire this shit. You knew how to do it the whole time?
Bro, I didn't even do any electrical work. Like I was in there for 9 months and all I did was carry shit. Like
I sat here for an hour and a half. You were an electrical working president.
I did all the like jobs nobody wanted to do.
Run around here playing around with these cables. You knew how to do it the whole time.
I had to carry pipe the whole time. I was carrying pipe and bending pipe. I've never wired something in my life.
So you're playing with pipe and taking pipe. And then keep on.
So I did that for a little bit, and then I just realized, like when I was working in the shop, it was like 8-9 months in working in the shop, I realized that like these people like hate their lives. Like, nobody's happy. Like, they all wake up at 4 a.m.
Horrible.
Yeah, they drive an hour to work, and they're doing the same shit every single day.
The only bonding moments a typical 9 to 5 or W2er, a union worker will have is when they're in the midst of their shift just complaining about how horrible their lives are because of the work they're doing. I remember working at UPS in high school and just they were called E-Reg guys, so I worked on the loading side. You know what I mean? I was loaded the trailers, anything like that. There's the I think it's the unpack, well I forget what it's called, unload and then obviously load.
Yeah.
And these loading guys, instead of like you work your way up, you get bid on jobs and you can pretty much just work on the bigger objects for the packages for UPS. And they literally just walk like cockeyed, you know what I mean, like waddled from years of I don't know, just from the bending over and injuring their spines and working, I don't know, just not probably very smart and just abusing their bodies. And they would just spend all day just chewing and spitting and complaining about, oh God, I fucking hate this place. You takes advantage of me. Hate this place. Hate this. And I'm just like, oh my God, this looks horrible.
Yeah, and it like scares people away. Like, there's like new people on the job site. Like imagine here we bring someone in, and like you just hear someone talking to.
And Dave just waddling around. Oh my God, I hate
this place. Yeah. So that's kind of how it was there. It was just like very negative atmosphere that I did not want to be around, because it's just old guys talking about how they hate their lives. They don't want to go back home to the same wife. Like they're just alcoholics. Like I just didn't want.
Well, I got to get back off this ship to go see Deborah tonight.
Yeah, so I just didn't want to turn into that.
Probably gonna jump off the Trump Tower.
It also like kind of blew my mind how I'm probably working the hardest at the shop because I'm like the new guy, and I'm getting paid the least. Like the people that have been there are getting paid so much to just like hang out.
Yeah, that's what's weird about it. That's what's not good about a union, is because you've got like this socialistic mindset of everybody gets a fair wage and a fair opportunity, and then when you lump everybody's efforts and attitudes into one body, and then you compensate them for that, completely destroys a business.
Yeah.
Completely destroys internally, externally, because you'll have those guys that'll stay a significant amount of time, abuse the union rights, get paid double what you'll make, you know what I mean, and you'll work twice as hard with twice as good of an attitude. So definitely a horrible business model is to have that union plugged into it.
So I didn't want to be in that atmosphere anymore. I didn't want to be depressed, an alcoholic, and like be capped on income. So I like had to talk to my parents about leaving, and they're like, but it like took a long time to get in. Like, why would you leave? I mean, I actually like enjoyed it. Yeah. Like a little bit. Like I know I'm kind of shitting on it. Like I enjoy it.
No, we need the unions. We love the unions.
It's
our whole business is built around
hard
unions.
job.
Yeah.
Very hard job.
We're a union.
So I respect anybody that's like.
Some unions work.
Yeah.
It's just like some groups work and some don't. You know what I mean? Some people, some things work, some don't.
Yeah. So like IBW 134, I don't think anybody's watching, but they treated me really well. I just didn't want to be capped on income. I didn't want not be able to walk by the time I'm 40 years old. Lifting heavy stuff. So I left the union, and then my parents were like, all right, the only thing left is college.
Yeah.
You're left with college. We're done trying things.
Yeah.
You're going to school. I'm like, all right, well, I don't like school.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, just, you're going to school, you're getting a degree. It doesn't matter what degree you get, like, you're getting a degree.
Yeah.
Because they think that, like, in our country.
Yeah, America, degrees is the solution to everything.
Yeah. That's what they think. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I've seen people build businesses, have multi-million-dollar.
Well, you don't have a degree, and what'd you just make this past month?
I made almost 20 bands this month.
Yeah, almost made 20 grand.
20 years old.
It's like 20 years old, almost made 20 grand, no degree. You were playing with pipe a little bit ago. So it's like, you've come a long way. You know what I mean? And shout out love and admiration to your parents. I've met your father, absolutely an amazing man. But I imagine you probably made a little more than both your parents this past month. And you're not going to always have, you know, phenomenal months, but your trajectory, 20 grand is going to be a low income month for you years down the road.
Yep.
With no degree.
That's the plan.
So you're enrolling into school.
Yep.
Did you have to drop out, or did you actually enroll before you found this?
So I actually enrolled into school. Like, I wasn't in school, but I like signed up for school, picked out my classes.
Yeah.
This is like fast forwarding towards the summer. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Brandon coming here.
Yeah.
So one of our friends, Ryan, got a DM from Justin.
Yeah.
Started here, and that
Yeah.
was like at the time where like our groups were all like hanging out, doing everything together. And he just like came here, was like, dude, this is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
He tried bringing our whole friend group in.
Yeah.
He got pretty much like.
You got a good bit in.
Yeah, he got a decent amount.
You two are the only ones that survived.
So I was hanging out with them when they were all doing the course and all that. I was like, you guys are lame. I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing with your life? Like, you guys are getting scammed. Like, like that's what was running through my head. And then Brandon came here. Like, they convinced Brandon to do this, and Brandon started trying to like talk to me about it, and I was like, nah, bro. Like, I figured out what I'm doing. Like, I'm going to school for architecture.
Yeah.
Like, everything I picked architecture. I was like, I'm gonna go to school, become an architect. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And then we had like a couple grad parties for some of our friends, and Brandon and like Ryan and all them would be there, and they would only talk about life insurance and work. I'm like, bro, like, get a life. Come on, we're at a grad party.
Ooh.
Like, we're at a grad party. Like, have a little bit of fun. And then Ryan left. Brandon stuck it out, and then Brandon had what, 10Ks second month?
Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped 10Ks second month, made like 5,000, and he was like telling me that a week before school started, because he knows I don't like school. He was like, he was like, trust me, I'll get you in here. I was like, all right, we'll see, dude. So he made like 5,000, which is like, you know, a decent amount of money.
Decent. I don't know any college kids making $5 grand.
Yeah, no college kids are making $5 grand, but like from coming like union job where I was making like a decent amount of money.
Yeah, true.
I was like 5,000, like that's pretty good, but like, I mean, I was making that in the union.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really the money that like got me to start working here. Brandon kind of got me in here just because like he gave me the idea of like starting your own business.
Yeah.
Like, no capped income, hardest work in the room gets the most amount of money.
Culture, self-growth.
Yeah. I want to like give you a lot of credit for the culture that you have created, because it's like a family here.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was here for a week, and I like thought I knew everybody my whole life.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel weird. It does feel weird. It's crazy sometimes.
Yeah, it's like very diverse. Everybody gets along.
Yeah.
We all mess with each other. We all have like
big time
competition.
Yeah. So you get in, you drop out. What's the first couple of months like?
The first couple of months, they're a little weird because you're learning a whole new skill set. I would say definitely like a lot of work. Me and Brandon would stay after work every day, script train, videotape ourselves. I think that's kind of what like helped me get a jump start. And I wasn't like, I just tried learning how to sell when I first started. And I'm like not the best salesman now. Even though I just sold 27,000, I feel like I use my people like skills to sell that. Because I'm not
dead.
Yeah, I'm not very good at like sales. I'm not the best salesman, but someone told me to use my like people talking skills to an advantage.
Right, Dave.
Yeah, it probably was Dave. Like, just talk to people.
Yeah.
And that's what I started doing. It's been paying off. But my first couple of months, I didn't really make much money.
Yeah.
I know some people like get it quick. They start making a lot of money quick. That wasn't the case for me. I didn't start really making money till like 6 months in.
That's same time as me. 6 months in.
When I started to get a little consistent, with selling, but I keep like jumping back and forth. The first couple of months, it was just like a whole learning curve.
Yeah.
Just been a sponge, try to soak everything in. Yeah. I heard like everybody was like actually helping me.
Yeah.
Like Justin, Zaleski, Rob, Kanan, Brandon, everybody was helping me. But yeah, it just took a lot of work.
So, how long have you been here now? 9 months?
Yeah, so 23rd I hit 9 months.
23rd, you had 9 months. So last month was 9 months for you.
Yeah.
So for your 9th month, that's how long it takes to have a baby, right? 9 months. So you had a baby last month, $27,000 sales baby.
Yep.
Then you made almost 20 grand. Got inducted into our AK club, which is 25,000 net a month. Then you got the Jordans. You got the ALP belt. You were the top producer. 27,000. And then you got the Jordans. The Jordan Club is 23,000 net. So those are really close. So the Jordan Club is unique. We really just established this a month or so ago, and I'm just kind of theming everything with us running our franchise out here in Chicago around Jordan. We have our Jordan Day Club, which is 2,300 in a day. A Jordan Week, which is like a perfect week. You know what I mean? So you get 20 presentations, you get 6K, and you get a hire, and then you obviously have your Jordan Month, which is 23,000, and then no one's done it. It's the Jordan Year, and that's 230,000 of personal production or leadership, 2.3 million in leadership. And so, just really cool things we've got put together. It's awesome to see what all was behind the scenes. Like what went into it on a very simple level for you to do if you were to do what you did last month, and you're going to do it again this month and the month after. What are you going to do? Like if you were to break it down for somebody, they just had to take it 2 or 3 sentences. What did you do that got you the success you just had?
So what did I do? So what I did was just sit my ass down and focus.
Yeah.
So
and that's probably it. You can probably leave everybody with that.
No, that's literally it. I just sat down and focused on what I was doing.
Yeah. How many people do you think miss out on really making this opportunity work because they just can't figure out how to sit down and focus?
I'd say a lot of people.
A lot.
Yeah. I love the culture that we have, but it's very easily to get distracted.
Yeah.
It's like the people that can like sit there and have all that go on in the background.
All of our top income earners that are consistent top income earners like yourself, the biggest attribute that you have is your level of focus. When you turn it on and you don't turn it off, you can't be beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of you. You guys put yourself in a position where nobody can beat you guys. That's the advantage that you bring to the table. As a top income earner, as a top performer, when you can sit down and focus, game changer. That's one of the game-changing characteristics of a successful individual. Is show me your level of focus, I'll show you your future. That's a huge thing.
It's fire.
Huge thing. So, focus. Is there anything else? Referrals. You did a lot of. If we were to get a little more technical, you did a lot of referral business.
18,000 in referrals.
Yeah. So over half your business was referral business, and this isn't friends and family, guys. This is referrals generated from the resources that you're provided. So, I think what would you say is the biggest thing that helps you get referral sales?
Rapport.
And so just caring about people.
Yeah. Literally just caring about people, because a lot of people come off as like salesy.
Yep.
Like when we're calling a policyholder, I'm like, people forget over the years what they have. So it's like I'm actually refreshing them. Like I want to be able to service them.
Actually adding value, taking care of them, slowing down, and doing what's right for them.
And I took that from Dave.
Yeah.
Like, just educate them on what they have. Like actually service them, and then build a lot of rapport. Like I was building a lot of friendships this month.
Yes.
That's what I want to call them.
Yes.
Friendships.
Now, with referrals as well, other than rapport, what else do you have to do to get a referral sale? Just a very simple answer. Nothing complex.
How to collect it or how to get a referral?
For you to make a referral sale, you have to first
collect
them. And then you gotta roll them, right? And rolling them, guys, is you've got to call the referral. And what would you say is the easiest way for people to collect and roll referrals? Very simple. Just keep it real simple. Leave it on the bottom shelf for everybody.
I would say like the easiest way to roll them is make sure that the person that referred them reaches out to them.
Yes.
Lets them know that they're going to, like, exactly what the call's about.
Yes.
Because every referral that I called knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
They were buying life insurance.
Hey, look, you're reaching out. We just set up our life insurance. He's going to be reaching out, going over some options with you. If it makes sense, it makes sense.
Just hear them out.
Exactly.
Or I would have them put me in a group chat with everybody.
Group chats, group calls.
And they just like, they'll be like, hey, send me a message that I could copy and paste in the
But to get referrals, other than build rapport, the easiest way to get referrals that people don't do
is ask.
Uh-huh. So what motivated you to ask?
So I didn't get off a single phone call where I didn't ask for a referral. Because I just wanted to... Wait, what was the question again?
Why did you ask? A
Why
lot of
did I
people
ask?
don't ask for referrals just like they don't focus. So what's making you ask for referrals? What's making you call the referrals? What's making you focus? You know, like what's motivating you to actually be coachable on these minor details that people will shortcut and only take halfway?
I collect the referrals just because you can turn one lead into 5 leads. It's 5 different phone numbers. Yet that you have an opportunity to help.
But why? Why are you doing this? Why don't just do like what all the average people do?
Because I don't want to be average.
So you don't want to be
I want to
average.
be greater than everybody else.
You want to be better than everybody else. So you're competitive. You want to win.
Yep.
Would you say that's a very big piece of your why? It's very competitive. You want to be number one.
Yeah. Nobody else has that about.
And so that pushes you then. So I'd say if you're listening to this and you're relatable, it's like Simon told me this day one. He said, pull me aside, and he said it a few times, but he only had to tell me a few times in the very beginning. He said, Tristan, if you just focus on winning, I think he knew I was kind of dumb. He said, if you just focus on winning, winning will take care of everything. Take care of your mother, take care of your sister, take care of your future. Everything you want will be taken care of. You just focus on putting your name at the top of that spreadsheet every single week. And it started from the production level. And that's all I focused on. I was like, this dude's in a Bentley, massive house, successful relationship. That's all I need. That's all I needed to see in a man I had never seen in my entire childhood. Is all 3 of those things, all 3 of those components that I admired and desired. I said, yep, don't even know this guy from Adam. I don't know Simon. You know what I mean? I was recruited. I wasn't even recruited into life insurance. I was uploading my high school diploma. Went to job sites, got an automated email, called the company, asked them if I could come in for an interview. Spoke to a gentleman named Ryan. Took me for a ride in a Maserati, but after 4 or 5 months of working, I got to meet Simon. Slow results, just a hard work ethic. And he told me, just focus on winning. Winning will take care of everything. And so, I've not been the best when it comes to coaching the science, the numbers, the analytics of life insurance, the ins and outs of, you know, the financial markets, the economy. When people ask for way more educated individuals than you and I when it comes to the different series and the financial certificates and things like that. But one thing that you and I have is we're competitive. And you can take somebody like a Sam Walton, who's extremely competitive, or a very simple multi-millionaire, billionaire that's just competitive and disciplined, take over the world, right? So that's one thing. If you're listening, this is a component you can use when you hear Zayd's story. Like, if you're competitive, get into an industry, get into life insurance, hit up Zayd. I know Zayd's hiring, and you guys are going to hit it off, right? You're going to hit it off, but just focus on that winning. Win everything too. If you can just win the day. Starts with winning your morning. Were you the first one up? Did you make your bed? Are you clean? Are you organized? Did you have a good healthy breakfast? Did you say a prayer, get a sweat in? Did you write down your affirmations? Little minor details that people take for granted, like Proverbs. Minor details people take for granted, but I just keep winning on the little daily habits, and years are going to go by, and it's going to be a massive difference. Just that compound interest.
Yeah.
So motivated by winning. What else? Is there anything else?
To kind of add on that, I like figured it out when you said that. I was just sick of like the new people coming in and like outwriting me. I've been here for like 9 months. I was like I gotta pick it up.
Yeah.
Like I can't let these people just like come in here. I've been here way longer, and they're just gonna outright me. So it's kind of like I was just sick of that.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 things that happens when there's massive change in an environment, such as when another individual will come into your environment and stir it up. 2 things happen. As a man and a woman, you get discouraged or you get disciplined. Discouragement is pretty much inevitable. You're going to experience that temporarily or permanently. And when you fuel that discouragement and you overfuel that over discipline, that leads to poverty. that leads to quitting.
Yeah.
That leads to chaos. But when you fuel the discipline, you have the exact opposite. You have you'll have short-term discomfort, like I shared in the group this morning, but you'll have long-term freedom, riches, righteousness. With the discouragement, when you fuel that, you'll have short-term relief, but long-term chaos, poverty, brokenness, regret, disappointment. Discouragement will always lead to disappointment. Discipline will always lead to greater things. So I love that you said that, because a lot of people think you can just avoid discouragement. Discouragement's inevitable. I get discouraged.
Yeah, you gotta face it. Gotta grow from it.
Got to. So you crack off, you had this big month, you've put over these details, you're in a position where after this month you should be promoted to a managing position, so general sales manager.
Yep.
What's the vision look like? Where are we going to be in the next, keep it short, where are you going to be in the next 3 months?
3 months, MGA position. I should have a lot more promotions under me.
Yeah. What's the team going to be doing weekly in 3 months? And how?
I want the team doing at least 30K weeks.
30,000 a week.
Yeah.
So
that's like base.
How many people do you need selling, and how much a week?
I would say I honestly want like 10 solid people.
10 solid people,
like managers,
making $3,000 of sales a week, right? And so they're going to be making $1,500 to $2,000 a week each, and then you're going to be making $4,000 or $5,000 a week from leading the team, putting you in a position to invest back into the team, invest back into your business, start to blow up for the winter, transition into next year, 2024, which you already bought a Tesla. You bought a brand new Tesla. So what's the next, Pete? What's 2024 going to start to look like? As you got the 3 month kind of like the goal. What about the vision of 2024? Where do you see yourself?
Like
are we getting on stage, cars, houses?
Oh, I definitely want to be on stage.
Huh?
I definitely want to be on stage.
Stage for what?
Convention.
For what position?
Either top manager or top producer. They don't do that?
No.
I either want to be a top producer like Brandon Bennett on stage, or just top MGA.
Make sure you know how to get there.
Yep.
Top producer, real simple. You got to throw down $1 million of production. And $1 million of production, you got to keep it real simple. 3 sales a day.
Yep.
365 days. 3 sales a day. So 3 sales a day. If you know your closing average is 1 out of 3. Well, yours got to be better now than 1 out of 4. It's got to be like 1 out of 3.
Rules?
No, yeah, which is anything. 1 out of 1 out of 3? I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need 9 presentations a day. If you just got in front of 9 people a day, asked what they wanted life insurance, 365 days, you'd be a top producer. MGA is a little different. But now you're going to take the average. The average people are going to do 1 out of 4 sales. So they need 4 presentations. They're going to make 1 sale. So if you want to be a top MGA on stage, you're talking about $2-3 million of production. Let's just shoot for $3 million. So if you're going to do $3 million of sales, we know you're going to need to do, let's just call it $300,000 a month to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Right. Every $83,000 is $1 million of numbers. You know what I mean? So let's do 300,000. Divide that by 30. What is that? Is that 9,000 a day?
300,000.
Yeah, 300,000 divided by 30.
I believe so. I'm not the best at math.
10,000 a day.
What is that?
300,000 divided by 30. I think it's 10,000 a day.
I barely passed.
300,000 divided by what?
300,000 divided by 30 is 10,000 a day.
Yeah, 10,000. I said yeah.
So you got 10,000 a day. So for you to do 10,000 a day in your team, you have a team of 10. They all need to make 1 sale a day. You need 40 presentations a day for 365 days. That's it. So either you get 9 presentations a day, or you get a team to do 40 presentations a day. Both will make you close to $1 million, whether you do it yourself or you lead a team.
Yeah.
So not only will you make $1 million of income, but you'll be on stage. You'll do something that's never been done before at a very young age. But the game's changing. So young age is going to be thrown out. Like I was promoted to an owner at 21 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So like this game's changed. It's kind of like when you hear them talk about athletes and they'll try to compare Jordan and LeBron. I like Jordan, but you'll hear people say athletes are bigger, better, faster, and stronger. That's how you're coming, dog. You know what I mean? You're moving faster, stronger, bigger, better. So the vision into 2024, we get on stage. What are we doing? Are you at Tesla Plaid?
either want a plaid or, yeah, probably the plaid for right now.
Plaid for right now?
Or an Aston Martin. We'll see where we're at.
Oh man, shoot for the Aston Martin.
Yeah, I definitely want an Aston Martin.
Just keep the Tezzy as a daily and get the Aston Martin for next summer.
No, the Aston Martin's gonna be my daily.
Aston Martin as a daily.
And I'm getting a truck.
And a truck.
Yeah.
Gonna take a lot of ALP, bro.
I know.
Gonna take a lot of ALP.
They're
a lot
coming.
of focus.
Yep.
Gonna take a lot of focus. So that's the whips. What about have you thought about making a non-negotiable list for a wife?
Oh, we were talking about this the other day.
Because you got to start. What I wish I would have done earlier is start to have higher standards for what you're looking like. You can't have high standards as a man for your business and not have high standards as a man for your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it can't just be physical. Everybody wants a hot wife.
Yeah.
I want a hot wife.
Obviously.
You know what I mean? She wants a hot husband. So what does that list look like? Have you thought about that? What are the principles and values you want your wife to exude?
I would say number one, I think yours is to fear God, right?
Yes. Jesus.
She's got to fear God.
Yep.
I
Fear
think-
me, number 2.
Fear me.
Let me pull mine up.
Yeah, I want to hear yours. I know.
Here's
fear
mine.
God was on
Here's
there.
mine so far. Loves Jesus. Number 2, honesty. Number 3, loyalty. And I know as a man, if I have a non-negotiable list, when you go into business and there's typically some type of contract, you usually expect what? If there's a contractual agreement and they're asking you to do something, what do you usually expect them to do as well? Whatever they're asking you to do. Is it when you're following a leader,
Yeah.
you take. So it's like I understand with this list, it's reciprocity.
Mhm.
If I'm
Goes
asking
both
anything,
ways.
yeah, it's like some men might disagree with like this. The woman should do this. I do believe in a traditional household. You know what I mean? Of like, woman being there and helping out with the family and cooking and everything. But I know how to help out and cook too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like there's not. I probably cook better than most women,
I
honestly.
can't cook.
Sorry. Honesty, loyalty, integrity, vision.
Vision's
Now,
a big
a
one.
lot of people will tell me, they'll say, Tristan, you're so type A, you'll never be able to have a type A woman. You'll never be able to have a multi-million-dollar woman. You know what I mean? Like yourself. And I'm like, as long as she has a vision for a future in every aspect of her life, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, I don't care if she's a $1 heir or a billionaire. She could be wealthier than me.
Mhm.
I'm not insecure in my my identity isn't tied to my finances or my business. You know, does that make sense?
Mhm.
But my identity is just tied into
It's way
Christ
bigger
to the
than
best
that.
of my ability. With me, obviously being a human being, my identity will loosely tie into other things. But I check myself and realize I'm gonna die in 80 years. We went over the math. There's like 4,000 Sundays left.
Yeah.
So it's like 4,000 days left of our lives in every single day. So supports my work fully. And I'm willing to support her vision fully too. If she would have a vision, obviously, with number 5, but supports my work fully. That's key. Simon always told me in the beginning, it's like when you're finding a woman, your woman has to understand she can either build with a busy man or what?
Broke man.
A broke man. You can build with a busy man or you can build with a broke man. And you women out there, entrepreneurial, you got a vision. You men, you can build with a busy woman or a broke woman. You know what I mean? The world isn't completely. There's a lot of successful female leaders out there nowadays. Way stronger than most men. 7, this is weird, but I put knows how. This shouldn't be weird, but it's weird today for some reason. Knows how to cook. You'd be surprised that there. You know what I mean? A lot of people just don't know how to cook in general.
Yeah.
Number 8's kind of messed up, but it says loves only my movies. I just like Marvel and action movies, so I don't want to watch no princess movies or shit like that. I'm not watching.
You said we're going to Barbie.
I'll do it for my sister and mom. I ain't watching a Titanic.
You going to Barbie?
We're going to Barbie.
I already did all that stuff. You know what I mean? Not doing it again. My high school relationship ruined it. Number 9, works out. Number 10, a homebody. I don't like going out.
Yeah.
So I need somebody
I like a
that's.
homebody, too.
I like somebody that's country. You know what I mean? I want to. For me, if I could like physically, I might be a country girl. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be hard to find in Chicago, but country O Block girl.
Country home.
Number 11, I put reads. I think that just kind of corresponds with the vision, self-development. But this is my non-negotiable list so far for, what I'm going to be looking for
Those are
for a wife.
pretty fire.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what mine would be. Definitely like fears God, loyal, honesty. I agree with all those.
Would you, with the woman that you see yourself with, knowing that she has a non-negotiable list, how well do you think you would score? Off principles and values. Let's just exclude physical things.
I would pretty high.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I always think about that. If roles were reversed, because they will be, a really high-valued woman is going to, like the woman you really want to be with is going to perceive herself, not narcissistically, but she's going to know her worth.
Yeah.
So in knowing her worth, she's going to have a list too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She's going to have a list too. Right? And so thankfully,
Gotta meet the list.
on her list for you and I, it'll be like 5'9" and above. So we'll make it.
5'9" and above.
They made that, you see these guys are getting like shin lengthenings or something where you can get like 6 foot now. It's a surgery.
Actually?
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody can be Justin's height now.
I saw some dude walking the other day with
5'8".
like this like heel thing in his shoe to make him taller.
Yeah, Justin does.
And his
that.
like heel was like right here. It looked so bad.
That's what Justin Maska does.
Yeah. Justin got shin surgery.
He's got those things. So we got the house. We got the what? 2024. You still sticking around? Chicago with us?
Chicago. Maybe.
Hopefully.
I'm honestly just gonna go with the flow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing.
I'm trying to keep everybody united and have
see where we
a
end
parking lot full of 100 Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
That way we can recruit the world.
I think we need a sick office down here.
Yeah.
I'll stay here if we have like a
Yeah,
crazy.
we're gonna get a sick office. We're gonna do something stupid and blow it out the park. Let's see here, Future Vision Pass. What made your month special? We got dinner tonight.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Hopefully we feel a little better. My head still freaking hurts.
I
I'm
feel
supposed to do a
shit right
podcast
now.
with Rob, but looks like he's asleep still. So, man, I can't think of anything else. Stay focused. Make sure don't make this podcast and then make it your last thing.
Oh,
you know
no.
what I mean?
It's just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. You gotta go up. You gotta go up. So let people that listen to this just know they're coming for you. Every time I knew I got more highlight, more spotlight from Simon, it was cool, but it was more pressure because I knew
You got a target on your back.
you got a target on every available space of your existence. Your back, your front, your side. You know, we could wrap up with people want you to be successful until you're successful.
Yeah.
They want you to win
Then they're hating.
until you win it. Now you win it, my dog. They wanted you to win. They didn't really want you to win. Now you're winning. Now they coming for you. Now it's even more important. Like John Rent, my boy, posted this morning. He said, it takes 20 years to build something special. It takes 5 minutes to ruin it all.
Yeah.
Make sure you're doing the right things inside and outside of this business. 3 things take people out. Lack of humility is number 1, Simon said. 2 would be a bad relationship. 3 would be regular activity.
Yeah.
Bunch of drugs and drinking. Don't do it. Stay wise, my dog. This was Zayd Alwawi. You can find him on social media, Zayd.Alwawi.
Yep.
And that's ALWAWI.
Yep. You got it.
Let's go. I'm a G. And I think that's his main spot is Instagram.
Mhm.
If you're looking for a career opportunity, he's based out of Chicago. You can work virtually. You can DM him. I know he's not just going to hire you on the spot. There needs to be some credentials. You don't need a degree, but you're going to need to kind of prove why you'd be a good fit to join his team.
Fire.
Anything else?
Look how far you've come. Imagine how far you could go.
Look how far you've come. Imagine how far you can go. This was Zayd. I'm proud of you. Love you. Excited to rock our dinner tonight. Peace out.